Mr. Biden says he will stick with Kamala Harris as his running mate. Arguably, she hurts him on the ticket, but he doesn't really have a choice. The betting markets now predict Trump will pick a woman, too. Predicted has 3 women in the top 4 spots, 6 in the top 9. Associate research scholar, lecturer in politics and public affairs at Princeton University, Lauren Wright is here. Lauren, it's nice to have you follow Hahn, right? Okay.
Yes, and I was laughing.
While I'm talking to him.
Thank you.
Yeah. There you go. First of all, does it even matter who he picks for VP?
Not really, because he has almost 100% name recognition, and most people have made up their minds on Trump. The people who have not are their Nikki Haley voters that he absolutely needs to bring on board, and those people that took a shot with him in 2016 and just are begging for a reason to get back into the fold, but are alienated by a lot of the personal attacks, election fraud stuff, and the court cases.
All right, at some point as you look at this, you think about the top people. Tim Scott is number 1, Kristi Noem, Tulsi Gabbard, Elise Stefanik, Byron Donalds, congressman from Florida, Nikki Haley rounds out the top 6 there. If he does pick Nikki Haley, right, that changes the dynamic.
That would be a great choice, but even though Nikki Haley might accept the post, Trump has way too many personal grievances with her at this point to extend that olive branch. She used to be in his administration. He sees it as a slap in the face and as someone who's sort of a traitor, and that's probably not going to happen, even though it would be the best thing for the GOP, for sure.
Yeah, you and I always have a difference of opinion on this. I'm sort of old school when it comes to Donald Trump in terms of how, the romance of reconciliation that he loves. Hahn's looking at me with a weird face. Okay, it's not fair, but
I would love
look,
to
it was
see
Mick,
the romance of reconciliation.
Yeah, it was Mick Mulvaney who said that, not me. So anyway, this is what I want to ask you about, and I think you were the perfect person for this segment, and here's why. I was trying to find the article while you were talking. I wasn't not paying attention. Front page of the Wall Street Journal right now is a picture of Kristi Noem looking down at Donald Trump as Trump walks up the stairs. Is VP contender Kristi Noem ready for prime time? South Dakota governor on Trump's shortlist faces scrutiny on everything from abortion policy to her new smile. Do women as VP picks ever get a fair shake?
I mean, women have to walk a tightrope when they campaign. There's no doubt about that. But there aren't differences in election rates at this point. Some women, especially in the Republican Party, my research shows, actually have certain advantages when they run. And some Republican women are very, very popular right now. And so if the question is she ready for prime time? Can she withstand the scrutiny? Can she do these tough interviews and appeal to moderates? I don't know, but certainly she's well known and she has executive experience. And I'm sure Trump loves her because she's loyal to him and her policy platform is essentially exactly the same.
All right, we tried to get Hahn off the set. We really tried, but he wouldn't leave. And I'm glad he stayed, actually. I'm glad he stayed, actually, because it gives me an opportunity to ask another question.
Nobody tapped me on the shoulder and said, come on.
Oh, they'll be tapping you, don't worry. This is the question, though, okay? And you said, I thought you were very fair when you made this point earlier.
Right.
That Nikki Haley is Democrats' worst dream as a general election candidate. You said that during the primary.
Absolutely. I believe that.
Is that true also for her being a general election candidate?
I think she would be the best possible person he could pick for vice president.
That would be the scariest.
Yeah, but I agree with Lauren. He will not. And I do not believe Trump has a romance of reconciliation. I've heard you guys talk about it. I've laughed at you about this before.
You've laughed about me about a lot of things.
Yeah, well, we laugh at each other. That's why we're good friends. It is what it is, right? I don't think Trump is ever going to say, oh, this woman who was bad-mouthing me for 6 months, let's have her in the party right now. Let's give her the VP. I don't think that's going to happen. I also don't think that his base would be happy about that, which could be a bigger problem. But I do think it would make sense in a general election.
All right, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.